in about a few minutes or so, the final press conference, the fight week press conference for Danny Garcia's official debut at 154 pounds, taking on Jose Benavidez Jr. That's going to be on Showtime this Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. I believe the card's going to start. I'm pretty sure it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. On the undercard is going to feature Adam Kownacki taking on Ali Demirezen. And you're going to have Antuanne Russell, the 140-pounder, taking on Rances Barthelemy. My predictions, I'm not confident in the main event that Danny Garcia can beat Jose Benavidez. The good thing that's going for Danny Garcia is they were both 140-pounders. So, you know, on a matchmaking standpoint, it's like, okay, all right, it's not like, Jose Benavidez has been a natural 154-pounder his whole career. However, he is a big guy. He's about, 6 foot. And usually when he's in the ring, he's a lot bigger than the guys that he's in there with. And he walks around a lot bigger. But let's talk about it. It's kind of taboo to talk about. By the way, the press conference is going to be starting in about a couple of minutes. It's taboo to talk about, but Jose Benavidez Jr. got one leg. You know, it's not unprofessional to talk about. It's not like that shit is not relevant. You know, especially for the gamblers, for the people who are putting some money down on this fight. The man's got one leg. However, these fighters, both of them are kind of tailor-made for each other. For example, Danny Garcia has issues with fighters who box and move. Jose Benavidez has an issue with pressure fighters. Now, remember, both of these guys, and I covered both of these fights here on the channel, both of these guys lost to Mauricio Herrera, in my personal opinion. Isn't that crazy? Or got gifts against Mauricio Herrera. So listen, I'm not a fan of Danny Garcia at 154 pounds. Now, Benavidez Jr., he lost his last fight, in my opinion. And he said that he was really focusing on the knockout. But here's the thing. I'm trying to picture this fight, like, in my mind. I'm trying to, visualize it. And I see Danny Garcia being significantly smaller and trying to play the pressure fighter. But who is going to be the more powerful puncher? You would think that it would be Danny Garcia, right? Danny Garcia power is, it's no myth. No one wants to see that power. He's landed some shit on Sean Porter. Keith Thurman, I guess some may say he's never been the same. Remember what he did to Matisse, even though that was pretty much, like years back. The press conference is going to be starting momentarily. The fight's going to be taking place on Showtime this weekend, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be opening up with, I believe Adam Kownacki is opening the card with, here they are. I believe Adam Kownacki is opening up the card against here. Let me pull it up. By the way, down below in the description box, which you guys seem to never read, I put everything down there from, for example, let me go show you. Let me go show you real quick since you guys don't want to pay attention. Now I got to do this. Look, if you click show more, this is not updated here. Let's do this one. This is the one from this stream. If you click show more, boom, look. Not only is the link tree there, which is my social media, my website, links to the WBC app powered by the Vive Network for Apple, Android, Roku. But look, here's the Showtime schedule at the top. Here's the card. Danny Garcia, Jose Benavidez, Adam Kownacki, Demirezen, Antuanne Russell versus Rances Barthelemy. Sergiy Derevyanchenko is taking on, oh wait, they're starting. All right, well anyway, everything is down below in the description box. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. We're going to watch this press conference, talk about the fight. Then I'm going to be back later on today at 6 p.m. Eastern to talk about some other boxing topics. Where's my chat? This is always an issue. I got to fix that. Also, my podcast is pretty much done. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. I can't. But yeah, my podcast is done. I'm shooting my first episode. I did some test episodes a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't release things in time. I had a real bad stomach virus. But my first 4 episodes here, let me show you before they start. I'll share some things with you. Where we at? I think we're going to run out of time. First episode is going to be Usyk Joshua 2. Waiting to see if that's going to be pay-per-view here in the States. All right, we'll talk after the press conference. This is live real time. We're going to be here Saturday streaming during the main event of the press conference. I mean, of the fight. So, all right, let's start and we'll talk after. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Like the video.
For boxing, and this is the final press conference for Garcia versus Benavidez. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing, and on Saturday, Showtime Championship Boxing, we're right back here, Barclays Center, bringing you a triple header of fights coming your way at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time. You know, the relationship between Barclays Center, Showtime, it's a special one. And for fans, it means electrifying nights of boxing. This will be Showtime's second visit here to Barclays this year. You know, in May, we were here for the Tank Davis fight, and it broke records for attendance and the highest grossing.
By the way, their microphones are unsynced. That's not me. That's not on my side.
Barclays Center has hosted 40 boxing events. Showtime has done more than half of those events. And we're expecting another packed house this coming Saturday because after 19 months away, the longest of his pro career, Danny Swift Garcia, or as he likes to say, the Danny Garcia show is back. And you talk about memorable nights. Listen, he opened this venue back in 2012. It was also his Showtime debut, as you might remember. This will be his 9th fight here at Barclays Center, and his first, though, at 154 pounds. His opponent, somewhat new to the division as well. He's the older brother of the 2-time super middleweight champion of the world, Jose Benavidez Jr. The co-main, we got a battle of heavyweights, looking to take that step towards a championship opportunity. You have the Turkish slugger, Ali Eren Demirezen, taking on a man who has fought over half of his professional fights right here in this building. This will be his 11th pro fight here at Barclays Center. Now, he's Poland-born, but he was Brooklyn-bred and raised babyface, Adam Kownacki. And then we begin the broadcast with a high-stakes matchup at 100 and...
Nothing's lagging. They're having some issues on their side with the sound, not mine. Go check if you want on their page. It's not me. It's on their side.
Former 2-division world champion and on a quest to become the first Cuban 3-division world champion. He takes on the unbeaten former Olympian, the power-punching and youngest of that Russell family dynasty of fighters, Gary Antuanne Russell.
Wait a minute, maybe it is on my side. Let me see what's going on.
This entire event is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. It is being promoted by one of the best. For this event on Saturday. You better get them now. And you can get them at SeatGeek.com. You can get them at BarclaysCenter.com. They're also available for purchase right here at the American Express box office here at Barclays Center. We're going to talk to all of the fighters here, talk about their fights. But first, let me bring here to the podium the president, the GM of Showtime Sports, Steven Espinoza.
Thank you, Brian. Showtime's first half of the boxing year, from January 1 through now, has been one of the best and most comprehensive in recent history. 14 total shows with big knockouts, legacy-making fights, big upsets, star-making performances. This Saturday will be show number 15, and we are just now at the end of July. So once again,
I won't be surprised if they do Danny versus Lubin next,
both in quantity and quality,
depending on how he looks in this fight.
setting the bar for the rest of the
Can you imagine Danny versus Fundora, though? Just the height difference, that'd be crazy.
I'm about as excited for this card as we've done recently. And why is that? Top to bottom, we've got great storylines. We've got named fighters, popular, fan-friendly fighters, high stakes. And it's not just the fights on Showtime. I mean, we have in the prelim stream, we have Sergiy Derevyanchenko, we have Vito Mielnicki, we've got Junior Noonan, on the off-TV card as well. We've got quality top to bottom on this card. But headlining the card, of course, is Danny Garcia. Having Danny back is good for
J. Rock Williams was listed to be on the card, but he's not anymore.
It's good for boxing. We all know by this point who Danny is. He fears no one. He hesitates to take no fights. He'll fight everybody and anybody, and he's proven that. That's just the way that Danny and Angel go about their career. Danny's 9th fight at Barclays, 9th at Showtime. He's at home.
Did he mention J. Rock? I don't think J. Rock's on the card anymore.
14 of Danny's last 19 opponents have been world champions. Think about that again. 14 of his last 19. Among his opponents, Zab Judah, Amir Khan, Lamont Peterson, Paulie Malignaggi, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Errol Spence. It's literally the best in the division during this era. 39 fights, 15 current or former world champions. He's gone 12-3 against world champions in his career. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a Hall of Fame resume to me. But obviously he's not done. We're thrilled to have him back. When we look at his career, his 3 losses have come to the best in the division. And a round or 2 here or there, we could be talking about an undefeated fighter. Won 5 rounds on 2 of the cards against Sean Porter. Against Keith Thurman, he won 7 rounds on one card and 5 on another. So it's not exaggeration to say that another round or 2 either way, and we're talking about an undefeated Danny Garcia, who is probably, unquestionably, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. But having said that, here he is after layoff, going for another title at super welterweight against Jose Benavidez Jr. Jose has got very impressive credentials of his own: 27-1-1, 18 KOs. Only loss to one of the pound-for-pound greats in Terrence Crawford. Benavidez was a amateur prodigy, 11-time national champion. And when he was 16 years old, one of the youngest to ever win national Golden Gloves title. So we've got 2 guys with great resumes, but at the end of the day,
I personally think that Danny's too small for 154. And remember, Jose Benavidez is not really naturally a 154-pounder.
these guys knows how to take a step backwards. In the co-feature, we will see the return of Adam Kownacki to Barclays. As Brian said, this is his home, 11 pro bouts here at Barclays. If you've never been to an Adam Kownacki fight at Barclays Center, you're in for a treat. It's one of the best atmospheres in boxing. The following that Adam has built, look, it is something to behold. He brings out the Polish fans from throughout the tri-state area, and it is a great, great atmosphere. But you cannot overlook the former Turkish Olympian, Ali Eren Demirezen. He is a tough competitor. You may not know his name, but he is a dangerous opponent. Opening the telecast, Gary Antuanne Russell. Before we get into it, again, we'd like to express our condolences to Gary Antuanne, to Gary Jr., and the entire Russell family on the loss of their father. So it's been a big part of all of their careers. Gary Antuanne's now trained by his older brother, Gary Jr., and he is one of the few undefeated ranked fighters who have won all of their...
If you really think about it, this fight could have happened at 147. It's just a blown up welterweight fight. You know, the weight I'm not really concerned about. I'm concerned about the movement of Jose Benavidez, and if Danny's power at 154 carries up, not against Benavidez, but in the future against future opponents.
His opponent, Rances Barthelemy, has obviously got his own credentials, a 2-division world champion, experienced, skilled, and excellent technical fighter, trying to become a first Cuban fighter to win titles in 3 divisions. The action on Showtime Championship Boxing kicks off at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. The streaming portion of the card will kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and again, that is Sergiy Derevyanchenko and Josh Conley and Vito Mielnicki Jr. versus a very tough Jimmy Williams. That's on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel and Facebook page. For this card, I recommend that you guys do what I'm going to do, and that's to get there early. Every fight on the card is worthwhile. Even the very first fight on the card is a can't miss. At 5 p.m., it's a welterweight fight between LaShawn Rodriguez, with a record of 13-0 KOs and 10 KOs, and Ismael Villarreal, 11-0, 7 KOs. That's the opening fight. That's a great opening fight at 5 p.m., worth showing up early for and stay for the whole card. We'll see you Saturday night.
Thanks, Stephen. As he mentioned, you know, there's going to be some undercard fights. You can see them on our Showtime Sports YouTube channel. Certainly want to check those out at 7 o'clock Eastern. And fighting there is a young man who's to my right, your left, Vito Mielnicki Jr. He'll be taking on Jimmy Williams. Vito, of course, from Jersey. Vito, if you would, you can let the people know, what does it mean to you to be fighting on this card, fighting here in Brooklyn, so close to home?
I can't hear him. I can't hear a damn thing.
And what should they expect when you take on Jimmy?
Expect fireworks, expect a dominant performance. I'm an elusive, explosive fighter, and expect to see that this Saturday night.
And that, of course, you'll see.
Can we stop using fireworks? Can we say pyrotechnics? You're going to see pyrotechnics this Friday night or Saturday night.
Broadcast, 9 o'clock Eastern here on Showtime Championship.
Well, how about just saying you're going to see pain?
Rances Barthelemy, 29-1.
I hope Gary Antuanne Russell puts a boot in his ass. I cannot stand Rances Barthelemy, especially, I can't stand him. You want to talk about a snoozer of a fighter? Bro, I hope he get beat up. And that's my right.
Cuban to win world titles in 3 different weight divisions. How important then is this fight against this unbeaten raging bull in the 140-pound division?
Bueno, Rances, no es ningún secreto. Vos querés ser el primer cubano en ganar el título mundial en 3 divisiones distintas, pero tenés un desafío muy grande frente a ti. Entonces, ¿qué tan grande crees que es este desafío contra alguien como Gary Antuanne Russell?
Bueno, primero que todo,
I don't care.
darle
Tired of hearing fireworks.
la bienvenida y la gracia a todos los presentes aquí. Darle las gracias a Dios, a Heyman, a PBC,
Thank God, Heyman.
Espinosa, que casualmente me tocó sentarme al lado de él. Nada, eso es un sueño que tengo yo de hace mucho tiempo, después que logré mi segundo título, ¿no? Entonces me entró esa calcomía y es algo que no me ha dejado. Estuve tan cerca cuando perdí esa pelea en 2018 en la revancha contra Rel, que me arrebató el título y me arrebató el sueño, el de momento. Pero nada, después hay un dicho que dice que el hombre no se mide por las veces que se caiga, sino por las que se levante. Y agradecer nuevamente a Dios y a las cosas de tenerme aquí y poder estar disputando, estar en la vida y en el camino para disputarle ese sueño tan anhelado que tengo.
Well, first of all, thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you to Heyman, to PBC, to Showtime, to Steven, who's sitting right here next to me. And, you know, it's definitely a goal that I've had for a long time, ever since I got that second belt. But that dream was snatched away from me in 2018 during that rematch where I lost and the dream kind of went away for a while. But now I'm here and I thank God for this opportunity, and I'm ready to show that I'm capable of winning this fight for all the Cubans and everyone that wants to see me fight on Saturday night.
He'll be taking on Gary Antuanne Russell, 15-0. None of his opponents have made it to the final bell.
Y'all think Rances is going to just run around in there and it's going to be a nasty fight? He's not going to engage? I want Gary to chase him, put him down like an old dog.
I remember when he was having his health issues and your brother Antonio was fighting. And after that fight, he said, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it affected me and it affected my performance. Considering what you've had to go through this camp, do you think it
I want it to be ugly too.
Saturday night?
I think so. For the good, though, I think it'll be a benefactor. It got me more tunnel vision. That support system that I once had isn't there, but he instilled us all with a lot of tools and information to keep us going. Now that he's not there, I think it's making me more focused and focusing on the things that he did teach us. Being more tunnel vision on the things that he wanted us to get to. We all had an initial goal as a family. Me, Mr. Gary Russell, Gary Allen Russell, all of the Russells, including my father. My father gave us the blueprint. We just trying to strive to keep it going, fulfill that plan. Francis Barthelemy, I'm pretty sure he want to make some things happen for his country. Look, he got to go. I got to go too. At the end of the day, this is a game of wicks. His will versus my will. His goal versus my goal. Saturday, the 30th, like I said, Barclays Center gonna be open. Don't meet me there, beat me there. I'm ready to put on the show. I've been training. I've been going back and forth in my mind about the things I gotta do. And right now, all I'm focusing on is getting through this fight day. And that's one of the things that I definitely gotta do to move on to this next mission. We drawing lines as we go forward. Once we get past this, we're gonna draw a line, keep it going. That's that.
Fantastic. Rances, tell the people why you're so confident to do something in this fight that no one else has. Not only beat Russell, but in your words, stop him. You said at the media workout, quote, I'm sitting on my punches. He needs to be wary of my power. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Don't be surprised if I knock him out.
Rances, dijiste que lo querés noquear a Russell, que no solo vas a ser alguien que va a subir al ring, sino que lo vas a detener. ¿Qué tenés para decir a la gente para que sepa lo que vos vas a hacer?
You guys excited about this card?
Bueno, nada, he visto las cualidades de Gary Russell. Es un muchacho
I like it. I just don't like him.
que invite mucho a sus rivales. Lo hemos estudiado. Hemos tomado las medidas correctas en base a eso, a sus características, y he visto que creo que, como dicen ese dicho bien famoso en el boxeo, estilos hacen pelea, y creo que los estilos encajan, y creo que vamos a dar una gran pelea muy interesante en la noche del sábado.
Styles make fights, and we're definitely going to give the people what they want, which is an interesting, stellar, spectacular fight.
He never gives us what we want.
Russell is all about. I know that he has his virtues, how he's undefeated, but at the same time, I believe in myself, and I know that I can do what I want to do on Saturday night.
You're gonna have to.
Ooh, Gary Antuanne.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I was going to say, give me your response because, listen,
You're gonna have to.
will the streak go to 16 on Saturday?
You know it. We gonna keep it going. He gonna have
Knock
to do
his
his
ass out.
best. He gonna have to do his best. He had a layoff. I ain't laid off yet. I've been grinding.
Look, the
I'm
baby's
pretty sure
crying.
He's been training, but is it the training that he need to get through me? He gonna have to. He better bring his A game.
Dice que, bueno, habrás estado entrenando, pero ¿acaso es el entrenamiento que necesitas para ganarle a él? Vas a tener que estar a tu mejor nivel, simplemente para derrotarlo. ¿Qué tenés para decir sobre eso?
No, para eso he entrenado, me he sacrificado, lo he dejado todo en el gimnasio.
I can guarantee that's why I've trained to fight you. I have left it all inside the gym and I'm ready to show what I'm capable of.
Folks, I'm telling you, this is what's going to set the table on Saturday night. We got an unbeaten fighter taking on former world champion. Then we get to the co-main. Everyone loves heavyweights. And we got two power-punching heavyweights in the co-main. Adam Kownacki, babyface, 20-2. 15 knockouts, 5 of his last 6 fights right here at Barclays Center. And Adam, you know, you're coming off back-to-back losses. You said this is the most important fight of my career. So what does it mean then to have this fight right here in this building where you've had so much success?
It means everything, you know. I can't wait to be back here on Saturday. I'm focused. My family's in Poland. I didn't buy a ticket until a couple of days ago. I was like, oh snap, I don't even have a ticket. I'm so focused on this fight. So can't wait to show myself on July 30th, get a knockout, and go see my family in Poland.
Ali Aaron, how tough of a challenge will Saturday be fighting against a guy who believes, as he just talked about, his career's on the line, and he's doing it basically in his hometown in an arena where he's had a lot of success?
So, Ali şöyle soruyor, burada daha önce çok dövüş yapmış, başarılar imza atmış. Fakat 2 senedir kötü giden bir kariyer var. Bunu düzeltmek için burada, başarılı olduğu yerde, bunun hakkında ne düşünüyorsun, ne hissediyorsun? Bu seni yani zorlayıcı bir his veriyor mu sana?
İlk önce hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Amerika'da ve New York'ta olduğumdan dolayı çok mutluyum. Rakibim tecrübeli bir rakip. Güçlü bir rakip ama tabii ki son 2 maçını kaybetmiş olabilir. Toparlanmak isteyecek. Kimse düşmek istemez. Önemli olan o düştüğü yerden kalkmak ister. Ama benim tek hedefim buna fırsat vermemek. Bu maçı kazanmak için buraya geldim. İnşallah da kazanacağım.
First of all, welcome everyone. I'm so happy to be in New York, in US. I understand he's an experienced fighter, and I understand he lost his last 2 fights, and his career is on the line now. But unfortunately, I'm here to win as well, and I hope I'm not going to give him a chance.
Ali Aaron, you've won 5 straight fights. You also told the media, I didn't come here to play, I came here to win. Tell them what they can expect out of you Saturday night.
Ali, daha önce buraya oynamaya gelmedim, kazanmaya geldim, dövüşmeye geldim demişsin sosyal medyamda. Buradan beklentisi olanlara ne demek istersin, ne görecekler o gece?
Dediğim gibi buraya dövüşmeye değil, savaşmaya geldim. 2 büyük savaşçı var. Showtime'da boks söverler bizi seyretsin.
So, I'm here actually not to fight, I am here for war. So, I'm expecting any boxing fans watch this fight. It's going to be a war.
Yeah, to say that I don't play here, I go to war, so.
Adam, you heard him. He said, listen, he came here for war. You said at the media workout, throw your last 2 fights out the window. You're going back to being the old Adam Kownacki. What does that mean? What should we expect Saturday night?
Broken records. Try to beat my record I had with Chris Ariola about most punches thrown. And yeah, I'm going to fight, man. That's what he said, it's going to be war. Welcome to Brooklyn.
That's the co-main. And now we get to the main event. 2 guys looking to put their stamp on the 154-pound division. 2 guys new to the 154-pound division. Danny Swift Garcia, 36-3. He's got 21 knockouts. Let me bring to the podium, folks. Fights out of that fighting city of Philadelphia, PA, Danny Garcia.
First of all, I want to thank God. You know, without him, none of this be possible. I want to thank Al Heyman, Team Garcia, my dad, Showtime Boxing, and everyone who made this event possible, and the media. Thank the media for coming out. But you know, it's been 19 months since I've been in the ring, and I just been enjoying my life in and out the ring. You know, spending time with my family. You know, traveling, doing different things out the ring, but still staying in the gym. You know, during that 19-month layoff, I was still in the gym. I trained with Primetime in Miami. I trained with Cool Boy Steph in Philly. You know, so I've been staying in the gym, staying running, between having fun and listen, 19. It don't even feel like it's 19 months. It feels like, to be honest, it feels like I never left. I had a tremendous training camp in Philly, sparred hundreds of rounds, ran hundreds of miles, did everything we were supposed to do, did conditioning, and my body feels great. My body feels great. I knew after the layoff that I was going to come up to 154 pounds, so I just let my body get bigger. I built more muscle. My mind is good, mentally, physically. I think that's the most important thing for me in this part of my career, is just being mentally focused and physically strong. So I feel like once Danny Garcia is mentally and physically strong, that, you know, no one could touch him. And I proved that before. I had a great camp, you know, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to be back at the Barclays Center for my 9th time. I'm looking to break some more records here. I didn't even know Adam fought 11 times. I thought I was the most, so. Guess we got a sparring match. But I'll see
you in Miami.
But I'm excited, man, to be on the card with all the young fighters, Vito, Gary Russell. Man, it's tremendous. I just can't wait. The Danny Garcia show's back. Like I said, I fought 15 world champions. Steven, I didn't even know I fought that many world champions. Thank you. I got the chills listening to that. It motivated me more. So I definitely feel good. Come Saturday night, it's gonna be the Danny Garcia show again. And I appreciate everybody coming out. And if you didn't get your tickets, make sure you watch it on Showtime, because it's the Danny Garcia show. All I have in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no one. You understand me?
And his opponent, Jose Benavidez Jr., 27-1-1. He's got 18 knockouts as well. Talk about power puncher. Jose Benavidez Jr.
How's it going, everyone? First off, I want to thank God. You know, I want to thank Al Heyman, Danny Garcia's team for giving us opportunity. You know, my team, just everyone out there has been supporting us. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I feel ready. I feel strong, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be in the mix. You know, I'm happy to fight in this big arena, and I'm ready to show the world that 154. I'm the one at 154.
Why does Jose give off Sicario vibes?
Gentlemen, let's talk about the fight. Jose, I'll start with you. And
homie look cold-blooded.
Confidence. Media workout. You said, I'm going to show Danny Garcia he chose the wrong guy and has no business in the junior middleweight division. Explain that to us.
Just how I said it, you know. I'm the bigger guy at 154. I'm confident, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I'm ready to show everybody that this isn't you and improve me. 154, nobody's gonna touch me.
Of course, Jose, trained by your father, Jose Sr. Jose Sr., question for you. You said Jose's not only have to win Saturday, but it's imperative that he looks spectacular against Danny Garcia. Tell us why.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the fans here, the media, Showtime, Al Heyman, Espinosa for this great opportunity to so Junior can show his talent. And, you know, he has to look impressive in order to go to the next level. I want to thank also Team Garcia for giving us the opportunity to fight Danny. we're fighting a monster, man. We're fighting one of the best champions at this moment. But that motivates us a little bit more to show the world once Junior beats Danny Garcia, he'll be in the top, and a lot of opportunities will come. I feel that he's doing much better. He's more focused, mature a lot. I have 2 granddaughters now, 3 granddaughters, and he's super motivated, and it makes me feel comfortable and more secure that we are going to have a good fight Saturday. There's going to be fireworks, and I mean, we have to look impressive, like I said, in order to go to the next level.
Let me say something right there. I don't have to look impressive. I'm going to look what I am. I'm a beast, and that's what I'm going to show come Saturday, July 30th. It's easy to say these things, we have to do this, we have to do that, but at the end of the day, I know where my talent is, and it's going to be easy.
Danny, first of all, it's been a long time. Tell us why you're back. Tell us why 154. And tell us why Barclays Center.
Well, it feels good to be back, first of all. And I'm back because I love boxing. I love to fight. This is what I do. I'm a fighter. Just like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, they love making millions and they're 90 years old or whatever, 60 years old. I love boxing. This is what I do. And I'm excited. I knew once I took that break and I came back, I was going to come back at 154. And a lot of people don't know, like, I squeezed my body down to get to 140 and 147, so I'm a naturally big guy. And a lot of people think I'm smaller because I followed those smaller weight classes, but I think they're going to be surprised on Saturday night how strong I am.
And that's why 154?
Yeah, definitely, 154, and I want to chase a new dream. I want to chase a new dream. I want to be a 3-division world champion. I know what I got to take. I know what it takes. I got the skill, I got the will, and I proved that I belong here. And I'm not going to let no one take it away from me.
You heard Jose. Say he's a bigger guy, bigger puncher, and it's going to be easy. Your response?
Nothing ever comes easy against Danny Garcia. Don't try too hard because you might knock yourself out. So take it easy.
Of course, Danny's trained by his father as well. Got Angel Garcia. Angel, your thoughts on what we should expect Saturday night and Danny Garcia at 154?
Well, first of all, I want to thank God, Jesus Christ, the Lord and Savior. Without him, is none of this. First of all, we're going in there with the power of God, but that's the only man we fear. That's it. We don't fear nobody, like you said. You guys, Eric Gomez, Robert Diaz from Golden Boy, when we was with Golden Boy for 5 years, we never turned nobody down, ever. And we never picked and scratched. So ain't nothing new to us. And he ain't a bigger man. He only like 1 inch bigger than Danny. That's it. What's up with that? Like when you eye to eye, you the same size. Doesn't matter. When you eye to eye, you the same size. Big dog, listen.
I'll show you who the big dog is.
Listen,
I'm gonna show you guys. Be ready. I don't have to say much. I don't have to say much. No, I'm gonna let my face do the talking, all right?
Brother, exactly. So don't underestimate the bad guy.
Nobody's underestimating anybody. I told you guys. I told you guys,
Listen,
thank you for the opportunity.
you don't have no skills, Papa.
Okay, and you guys don't.
You don't have no skills, Papa.
I mean,
Papa, I seen you in your video.
We'll see, okay, no matter. You guys lost to fucking Porter. Porter's garbage.
Listen, I'm gonna call you Chad. Listen,
okay,
Chad,
look.
how many fights you had?
Check this out.
Chad,
enough of the talking, and let's do the fight on Saturday.
26 people. 27,
what about you guys? What about
that nobody know about?
Let him finish.
Nobody knows about.
Finish
Okay.
about Danny at 154.
Okay. We ready. July 30th on Showtime. Don't forget the Danny Garcia show, the greatest show on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Danny Garcia show. The greatest show on earth.
It's gonna be the end of the Danny Garcia show.
The bird, man, that's right. We here to stay, baby. Listen, we from Philly, baby. Listen, you want to be a champion?
And I'm from Phoenix.
You come to Philly and live in Philly.
I'm from
you come live in Philly, you be a champion.
Got it.
Salam alaikum.
So we'll finish with this. They're expecting thousands here at Barclays, a packed house. Million people watching this fight on Saturday night, Jose. What can you guarantee us that they are going to get when you two step into the ring on Saturday night?
It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be fireworks. Like I said, I respect Danny Garcia. His dad just talks so much. Danny Garcia, you know, he's a good fighter. Nothing against him.
He's a great fighter, not a good fighter, a great fighter. 14 undefeated, 14 champion under his belt. Okay, defending his title 10 times. You can win a title, defend it. Guys will win it, they lose it the next time they defend it. That tells you a lot. We don't have,
imagine if you were that good of a fighter. Imagine if you fought, you were that good of a fighter, you run your mouth.
You know, I was talking about amateur background with his.
You're not the one that's gonna fight.
Golden Glove National. Listen, they're ready to take the amateurs away because so much goddamn cheating.
I got it.
It's not even cheating, it's corruption.
I got it.
God bless America.
I got it. Finish, Jose.
God bless America.
Okay, finish. Grab the mic from your dad. Go
Are
ahead.
we in war right now?
I mean, I don't have nothing much
No,
to say. Like I said,
we're not.
I respect their team, you know, and I thank them for opportunity. Let's just let the officials talk.
Fantastic. Danny?
Told y'all not to give him the microphone.
Danny, we'll finish it with you. Same question. For the 1,000, they're expecting a good 15,000 people up here at Barclays Center. Millions watching this fight. What can you guarantee us that we're going to get when you two step in the ring Saturday night?
You know, I'm going to go out there and have fun and do what I do best in the fight. So find a way. That's what I always do. Do what I do. Same thing you always see. Danny Garcia going there, great show, great fight, and get this W.
And what's the message then you send into the 154-pound division? Because it is going to be your first fight at this weight. What's the message you sending them Saturday night?
You know, we're showing we here. We here. We here. We ain't going nowhere.
Jose, same thing to you. Message you send in the 154-pound division.
They're gonna see comes out. Like I said, I'm not gonna say much.
Champ, do it matters? 54, 60, 40, 47. Come on, champ.
I got it, Angel.
How many fights you had again?
That is what we've got here, folks. And it all goes down Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern. Showtime Championship Boxing, Danny Garcia, Jose Benavidez
The Danny Garcia
Jr.
Show. Don't forget the greatest show on earth.
Make sure to tune in, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, we're going to face off, correct? Let's get some faces off. We're going to face off the fighters. Appreciate everybody watching.
Yeah, you know. Let's talk about the card.
Off to the sides, right here. You're gonna come around in front.
Hold on, let's watch the face-off first. And we're going to talk about the card. How would you rate this card from an A to an F on a plus-minus scale? I'm going to give this card a B. Not a B plus, but a B. Here, let me turn this down. I'm going to give it a B. Because the main event is meaningful. Because let's face it, whoever loses this fight is going to have some real significant issues promotionally. For example, what if Danny loses? You know? Is he the favorite to win? Jose Benavidez, he can kind of go the journeyman gatekeeper route a little bit. But the co-main, or the co-feature, or the chief support, Adam Kownacki versus Ali Demirezen. I'm going to rate that fight a C. Not a C minus, not a C plus, but a C, because this is Adam Kownacki's first fight back, and also he lost 2 straight fights to Robert Hernandez, and Demirezen only loss is to Efe Ajagba. So it's a nice little comeback fight. The opening fight on the 9 p.m. Eastern Showtime portion is going to be, here, let's go full screen before we talk some more. But the opening fight is going to be Antuanne Russell versus Rances Barthelemy. And I never wanted to see somebody get knocked out so bad than Rances Barthelemy. I'm so tired of him. And I hope that Antuanne Russell can make my dreams come true. But overall, I'm going to rate this card a solid B. You know, because the main event does hold weight, does it not? You know, does the main event not intrigue you a little bit? Because even though both of these fighters, you know, have competed at 140 pounds, I don't really consider them both to be natural 154 pounders. For example, let's go look at the resumes of both fighters. Danny Garcia, 36-3 with 21 KOs, 2 division champion, 140, 147. Last fight was December of 2020 against Errol Spence, completely outboxed. Ivan Rancage, Adrian Granados, Deshaun Porter fight. If you think about it, pretty much after Lucas Matisse, Danny Garcia lost his biggest fights. A lot of people felt he lost to Lamont Peterson. Me personally, I didn't. But Keith Thurman he lost to, Sean Porter he lost to, Errol Spence he lost to. Overall, great resume. You can't argue that. But looking at his fight against, put it this way, I just think overall he's just too small for 154 pounds, body-wise and height overall. Because think about it like this. How do you view him against guys like Charlo? Like, I think he's just too small, but we're going to see how he looks in there. Like, for example, if he's able to buzz or, drop Jose Benavidez, or if he wins. Now, the problem with Jose Benavidez is clear. He's got one leg. That's it's nothing wrong with talking about that. He's got one leg. Let's go look at his resume real quick. 27-1-1 with 18 KOs, 30 years old. A lot of people felt that he got a gift draw against Francisco Torres. This was a fight that took place above the 154-pound limit. As you can see, he weighed in at 157. For Terrence Crawford. That was competitive early on, like the very, very early rounds. But what stopped him there? The angles. He couldn't move. He's a very stationary boxer, and he does like a lot of pulling back upper body wise. And what you're noticing is his lower half is always there to be hit. Now, Danny Garcia is not necessarily considered a ferocious body puncher, but he does go to the body. And I think that will be, Danny Garcia's best bet. But besides that, he's had a pretty up and down career since he got shot in the leg. I forgot what year that was when he got shot in the leg. A lot of people thought he had lost to Mauricio Herrera. I remember he's had a lot of stories about how he was going to be the next big thing around when he used to spar with Manny Pacquiao. But overall, if you look at him, look what you see here. 140 pounds most of his career, or around that. So I don't really consider him, overall to be he is the bigger guy. He does walk around bigger. I expect for him to be bigger in the ring. He is the taller fighter, listed at about 5'11". Danny Garcia is about 5'8". But Danny Garcia is the favorite. But I just think that Danny Garcia can be easy to hit sometimes. And he's going in against the taller fighter. But Jose Benavidez don't move around. Here is the undercard. You're going to have on the YouTube page leading into the broadcast, I believe it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, you're going to have Vito Mielnicki Jr. taking on, it's going to open up with Sergiy Derevyanchenko taking on a Joshua Conley. Sergiy Derevyanchenko was trying to figure out if he wants to go to 154 or not, 13-4 with 10 KOs. This is going to be on the free TV Showtime portion. 36 years old, pretty much lost all of his big fights. Carlos Adames, Jamal Charlo, Gennady Golovkin, punched him in the stomach real bad. Danny Jacobs, so he's in need of a win. Joshua Conley, 17-3-1 with 11 KOs, 30 years old, nobody of note. Well, he fought Curtis Stevens earlier this year. Beat him in a 6-round unanimous decision. I didn't even know he was still around. Last fight I heard he was at was some fight down God knows where they were shooting in the arena. In Mexico, right? Was it in Mexico somewhere? But yeah, he's still kicking about. And him, I always thought he was too small for 160, Curtis Stevens. But this guy fought Carlos Adames and Julian J. Rock Williams. Okay, so he's been around. I know I heard his name before. So this is going to open up on the Showtime YouTube page at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then you're going to have Vito Mielnicki Jr. That's still rebuilding him back up after he lost his fight. few years ago, a couple years ago, last year actually. He's taking on Jimmy Williams, 18-8 with 2 draws. Luis Arias, Greg Vendetti got a win over Yuri Foreman. That was a pay-per-view. I remember that shit. Brandon Lee, Abel Ramos, Mark DeLuca. So nice little experience fight for Vito Mielnicki Jr. Then the main card is going to open up with Gary Antuanne Russell, 15-0 with 15 KOs. Hopefully he goes to 16-0 because I cannot stand with 16 KOs. That's the important part. Because I cannot stand fucking Rances Barthelemy. You know, big statement win against Victor Postol. Stopped him. Giovanni Santiago, isn't that the dude that that a lot of people thought, you know, had beat Adrian Broner? Stopped him. Adrian Broner returns on the 20th, by the way, against Omar Figueroa. So now he's in another step-up fight against a fighter who really doesn't like to engage in Rances Barthelemy. And I'm scared this is going to be opening up at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Showtime card. And I'm scared that Rances Barthelemy, he's going to get cracked once. And he's going to start his Cuban retreat. You know, where he's going to start doing a whole bunch of movement and jabbing and really not trying to engage. And we may see Gary Russell get exposed to a sense to not being able to cut off the ring. Because let me tell you something, this guy can fucking dance. And I'm not talking about in an entertaining way. He will dance the night away on you. Now, what is this for? Is this some type of elimination fight? Let's go look at the rankings at 142C here on FightView360.com. By the way, the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. Okay, so where is Gary Antuanne Russell? He is ranked number 11 by the WBA, number 7 by the WBC, number 11 by the IBF, and PBC fighters are normally not ranked unless they really, really request by the WBO. So basically, I'm guessing, don't be surprised if we hear on Saturday night that this is some type of eliminator, not a final eliminator, but some type of eliminator, maybe for the WBC or the WBA or even the IBF, because the WBC has already said that Rigas Prograis is going to be the next mandatory for the winner of Cepeda versus Ramirez. And Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, they're going to be fighting again. A date can be for that sometime soon. Sabril Matias, what's he doing next? I know we got Alberto Puello taking on Bakhtir Akhmedov on Broner versus Figueroa for this WBA title. So 140 pounds is kind of a little bit all over the place right now. A little bit. And then the next fight we're going to have is the return of Adam Kownacki taking on this man, Ali Demirezen. We're going to call him Demirezen because I've been pronouncing his name all fucked up since, you know, God knows how long. And they have too as well on the Showtime press conference. 16-1 with 12 KOs. Notable fights, not notable wins. Kevin Johnson, he's still kicking about. And this was in May. 35-19-1 with 19 KOs. I just don't. So he fought him, but he don't get no stripes for that. Did he stop him? And he went the decision with him too. He stopped Gerald Washington, but let's face it, I was never high on Gerald Washington. You know, I don't think anyone ever was for real. 25-1 with 13 KOs. You know, lost to Charles Martin, got knocked out by Kownacki. You know, stopped by Big Baby Miller, the juicer. Got knocked out. He got windmilled by Deontay Wilder. So, all right, he got that win. He lost to F.A. Jogba, but ain't nothing here. You know, So he got Michael Sprott and Kevin Johnson on his record. What is this, 2009? So I don't know, though, but, you know, knowing Adam Kownacki, you know, I'm not real high on Kownacki. You know, you never know which one's going to show up. 20-2, stopped both times against Robert Helenius with 15 KOs. You know when I knew it was over for him? When he hired his wife as his strength and conditioning coach. And then he ended up weighing more in the fight that he hired her for than he did in the last fight. Like, bro, no. Like, bro, no. But one thing for sure is they're going to pack out the crowd, though. That's what they do, the Polish fighters. He's got a large Polish following in New York. You know, so I expect for the crowd to be pretty lit up in that joint. But overall, as I said earlier, I'm going to rate the card a B, not a B plus, not a B minus, but a B. How do you rate the card, though? What would you rate this card on a A to F scale? You can count plus and minus. But also, since you're rating the card, take your time out, like the video, subscribe. It is official. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. Finally, man. Finally. Hold on, I'm looking for something. Where is it at? Boom. Let me see if it opens up. Finally. I got a podcast coming. It's coming. My first shows are going to be, let's see here. I have the scripts here. Usyk versus Joshua 2. I'm waiting to see if they're going to announce that to be on pay-per-view or not. I'm shooting my first episodes like this weekend. Crazy. Usyk versus Joshua 2. Waiting to see if they're going to put that on pay-per-view here in the States or not. Canelo versus Golovkin 3. Spence Crawford. The death of pay-per-view. And then Boxing Media versus YouTubers. So those are my first 5 shows. I'm going to be producing my shows weekly. They're going to be on all of your podcasting platforms, from Apple to Spotify to Google, Pandora, Amazon, all that jazz. And then, of course, I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. And that doesn't include the streams I'm going to do like I'm doing today with, covering major press conferences. I didn't stream on Tuesday. We did stream, but I had some technical difficulties, so I had to reset everything. Yeah, well, once the podcast, once I finish setting everything up, it's pretty much almost set up. I'm going to be shooting my my first shows this weekend. I'm definitely going to be sharing all of my podcast information, and basically, my podcasts are going to be independent from my YouTube channel. So the same content that you see here is not going to be on my podcast. My podcasts are going to be straight boxing, 30 minutes to an hour, straight to the point, no frills, no, none of that shit. I even typed up my template intro here. Let me see. Let me read it to you. It's going to be like, welcome to the Fight View 360 podcast, hosted by myself, TstreeT Controversy of YouTube and FightView360.com. We provide an uncut and unfiltered view in the world of boxing news, rumors, rankings, pay-per-view, pre-fight, and post-fight reactions. And most importantly, boxing politics. No frills, no fluff, no allegiances, no alliances. We tell it like it is. We've covered dozens of events worldwide with credentialed media for the biggest networks and promoters, from Floyd Mayweather, from Mayweather to Pacquiao, to both Joshua Ruiz fights and everything in between. We also dabble in mixed martial arts and UFC coverage, but be warned, this show is for mature audience, and we do engage in off-color humor and jokes, but that's going to be edited and, all that jazz. Why? Add more value to your YouTube? Nope, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. But thank you for your advice, but no, you don't really know what you're talking about. No offense. But anyway, I'm going to be here on Saturday night covering this card. We're going to be streaming live during the main event. I might stream during Kownacki versus Demirezen, since that may end early, because I don't think that fight's going to go to distance. But anyway, we're going to be here streaming nonetheless before the main event of Dina Garcia versus Jose Benavidez. And the card's going to be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern on Showtime. Also, you have UFC, what is it, 279 or was it 280? I forgot the numbers. This weekend with Julian Pena versus Amanda Nunes 2. You're going to be covering that after boxing. Then next week, you got the Jake Paul card. Hasim versus Hasim Rahman. You got the return of Virgil Ortiz taking on Michael McKinson. Then also, you have Blair Cobbs taking on Maurice Hooker. This weekend, another fight I'm interested in the midday card on Boxer, Sky Sports over in the UK. Isaac Chamberlain is not a Chamberlain. Taking on, who's he fighting again? I don't forgot who Isaac Chamberlain is fighting. Oh, CBS, Chris Bellum Smith. So once again, thanks for watching. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView3CT.com. I'll see you guys at 6 p.m. Eastern for my next stream, where we're going to be talking about Keith Thurman, pay-per-views, and how there's too many of them in this now official, the Usyk Joshua 2 undercard that is official. And will it be pay-per-view over here in the States? Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys later. I'll be back in about 4 hours or so. Drop a like before you go.